What's going on, everyone? Leo again. This is the last video I'm going to make in this short series of 3 videos where I'm looking at what I keep in my daily carry bag. Just to recap real quick, 40-liter day pack style bag. It actually has a bivy pad inside, some basic clothes, rain gear. I have trauma kit, basic first aid kit, tech kit, daily use and survival gear, emergency bivy, some basic clothes. So in this last video, I'm going to go over the trauma kit and the first aid kit. I'll get the first aid kit out of the way real quick because honestly it's boring. First aid kit is pretty basic. I think this was like $16 kit, and it has been trimmed down. I don't need 300 band-aids, which is approximately what they gave me. So I've trimmed down the total number of band-aids and put the rest in my home kit. So I'll open it up. Actually, pretty nice organization. It has like little pouches. They're mostly clear. I keep some deodorant in there, which is one of the few things that I use. If I forget, it's nice to have day to day. Just keep in mind, I use this kit daily. This always rides with me, so this is always here. So I had to put my deodorant stick somewhere. So I have a little redundancy as well. I have a lighter, tweezers, stuff that if you've watched the other videos, you'll see I have other places. But I have some high quality nitrile gloves, 9mm gloves, not those thin 3mm ones that always break. If I need to use them, I want them to actually work. And then the rest of the stuff in here is kind of organized, pretty straightforward. So like I say, like large trauma type stuff, gauze, dressing pads, little bandage, a bunch of different band-aid styles, burn gel, sting relief, little thermometer. There is some clotting agent. There's some tape, some basic antiseptic wipes, alcohol wipes, a couple tongue depressors. There is also 100% DEET, what's it called, insect repellent, and a little sunscreen as well, 50 SPF sunscreen. So not just first aid. Also your stuff you might use on a day-to-day basis. I have a bunch of different meds in here in little single-use packages. Easy to recharge and easy to keep track of. As far as the exact specifics, I'm not going to get into it, but I put them in a separate bag. But it's antacids, antidiarrheals, aspirin, Tylenol, Advil, anti-nausea. See if I repeat myself. Medilite, so like what's it called, an electrolyte supplement. So most of this came with the kit, believe it or not. I think I supplemented some of the stomach stuff with another kit that was like $4 or $5. So just go online, check it out. If you have a local supply house, it'd be even better. Not much is open right now during COVID, so as I kind of bumped up my supplies, I had to mail order most of it. But got some swabs, a little moleskin. I have another what is it called, anti-blister kit in here somewhere. But this is the kind of stuff that honestly you'd use day to day. Cut your finger, you have some band-aids, easy to get to, got a ton of redundancy in that regard. You have a headache or a stomach ache or whatever, you're good to go, help your friends out. So yeah, simple kit, not all that exciting, and it stays buried in my pack because quite honestly, I keep band-aids in so many places now that I don't really need to go into it much, but super organized, probably weighs about a pound, and it was really cheap. So this is my non-emergency first aid kit. Probably more exciting for folks who don't know about this kind of stuff, which I kind of put myself in that category. This is a trauma kit or individual first aid kit if you have the military language. But this is the kind of kit you'd want to have around for more serious injuries. So it doesn't necessarily need to be in a military context. If you're if you work with a chainsaw ever, you work with power tools. So if you're a carpenter or you're an arborist, if you're in the car a lot, maybe you see an accident, you get in a car accident yourself. If you hike a lot, trip and fall accidents, puncture accidents. Obviously, if you're a shooter or an archer, there's about 100 people, 100 different reasons that having a kit to actually help save your life or one of your friends' lives is useful. But I've had this on my list for 5 years and I haven't owned a proper trauma kit. I've had hundreds of kits like this that I've made and adjusted and made bigger and smaller and lighter and quicker, but I've never really had a full kit that's designed to actually help during more life-threatening style injuries. So, show you what's in here. I'll really quickly describe the pack. The pack is a secondary purchase. Everything inside, for the most part, came from a single kit. I think all in, and we're at about $100, $120, but you use it once and you save someone's life, I'm pretty sure that cost becomes zero. So, there's a little first aid sticker that came with this pouch, and I put it's a black marker, but it has a red handle. Good for taking notes, drawing on people as needed. Kits like this are really designed for people like me who have a small amount of first aid knowledge, but there's nothing in here except for the tourniquet that I can really screw up and hurt someone with, which is kind of the point. The last thing you want to do is give yourself a bunch of crazy tools in an emergency situation you don't know how to use and that you could easily injure someone with. So, like I said, aside from the tourniquet, most of the stuff in here, it's gonna be a low chance that you're gonna make a mistake and hurt someone worse, which you obviously don't want to do. So, I'll really quickly show you how this pack is set up. It's actually designed to hook onto MOLLE compatible webbing straps, but really you could be hooked on using this system, MOLLE system. And once it's set up, so let's say it's just hooked onto the outside of my pack, it's designed to be able to remove very quickly and with one hand. So again, imagine it's clipped onto my pack, my belt, your pack, your backpack, back of your car seat. It's unclip, so that's the security, and then the rest of the pack just pulls off. You can pull by this, you can pull by the handle. So the whole kit pulls off. This piece stays on the bag. So you can see it's just a giant Velcro patch. Once that's off, this pouch, this actually stays out of the way. And I'm actually going to open this one-handed just to prove a point. So it's just sitting here. Obviously, if I grabbed it with my legs and it wasn't on a smooth surface, it'd be even easier. But that's it, and the pack opens. So even in the worst case scenario, you only had one hand to open that with, you could get to what you need to pretty quick. But the thing is definitely designed for the kind of injuries where 15 or 20 seconds makes a big difference. So everything is really quickly accessible. Nothing's hidden for the most part. There's only one or two things in here that are hidden, kind of hidden, and they're the least important things. So again, you'll see that theme through a lot of my videos, how I organize my stuff. There is a splint in here. It's a SAM style splint. I don't love having this in here because honestly, in a traumatic situation, splinting is probably not necessarily as much a priority as the other stuff, but it fits well in here. It came with the kit, and yeah, if you have a flip off your mountain bike and break your wrist, you'll be pretty glad you have it in there. So basic splint, and then some of the more trauma-oriented stuff. So we have shears, cut clothing off, access wounds, see what's going on. This is a CAT style tourniquet. Extremely easy to learn how to use, and you can practice on it without destroying it, so definitely want to practice. It has the time stamp on. That's one of the things the marker is going to be good for, right in your time if you ever have to apply a tourniquet. I played around with this for about 5 minutes, and I can now apply it one-handed, so definitely want to do some research and, you know, figure out when tourniquets are appropriate, but if you need it, it's pretty amazing to have one that's quick and effective and is thick enough where it's not going to destroy your flesh. So CAT tourniquet, little roll of tape. Medical tape would be better. This is electrical tape, which works too. Little guide, stuff for me to read. I have 4 gloves, so 2 pairs of the 9mm nitrile gloves. Easy to get to. This is a 6-inch hemorrhage control bandage, aka Israeli bandage. Feel free to check out how these work. It's still in its packaging, compresses the heck out of it, but tear it open, get to work. So great for large wounds. Underneath, this is a 2-pack of the Hi-Fin Vent. It's a chest seal. So I've never used these, but it's incredibly simple. Basically, if there was a entry but an entry wound, with or without an exit wound or an entry and exit wound. You get 2 seals. Basically, the way this works is you, again, remove the clothing and you get to the actual wound site, and you're placing the vent over the wound. Clean it up as well as possible, stick it on. It's just a giant sticker, and it acts as a one-way vent, so you're not sucking in outside oxygen. Your lungs can actually inflate if you have a puncture wound that affects your lungs. So again, do your research. I'm obviously not a doctor. Don't take any of this from me, but it came in the original kit. Really simple use. But obviously with a puncture wound, whether it's from a bullet or a tree branch, that's all I have in there. Like I said, everything easy to get to. On the other side, I have a clotting sponge. So it's just a basic gauze with clotting material added. Basically just tear it open and smash it on the wound, and it begins clotting very quickly due to the chemical clotting agents. These are expensive, so yeah, just know that there's a reason why I didn't own this kit for a little while. 120 bucks for something I probably will never use, hopefully, seems crazy, but this is one of the reasons why. I have a couple of smaller clotting agent kits. I'm much more likely to use these for smaller injuries. But yeah, you just pour these on and then you cover the wound. Similar idea, a little cheaper. Some basic sterile, some duct tape, just an emergency blanket, good for shock, and it's also reflective, so you can, attract attention, but probably only use this once ever, if ever. There it is. What else do we have in here? It's more gauze, triangular bandage, so large bandage that has multiple uses, creating splints and slings, some basic compression, head wounds, etc. Really useful, versatile. This is a secondary triangular bandage, probably unnecessary to have 2, but they fit, so I'm keeping them. Rolled gauze, same idea, a little bit different. This is a compressed gauze pad. It's obviously super sealed. Pop it open and it's just great for cleaning wounds and absorbing liquids. And then the only stuff that's somewhat hidden is this right here, and it's pretty redundant to my other pack, but it's just gauze pads, combine pads, just a couple of them, sterile non-woven sponges. So again, so that's all I have in there. There's probably too much, but the most important thing here is it's all easily accessible, and I can get to it real quick and help myself or help someone else out really quickly. And like I said in the beginning, unless I'm missing something, for the most part, that's the kind of stuff where you're very unlikely to make things a lot worse, and almost certainly going to make things better, especially in a serious traumatic situation. So do your research. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but trying to learn every day. So hopefully that helps you guys figure out how to put together some of your own kits, and catch you on the flip side.